Hello, ladies and gents. Romie Reviews here. Please like, comment, subscribe. So this is my review for the Real Housewives of Potomac. I'm so glad this show is getting its fair due because it deserves. It's a mess and a half, and we'll jump right into it. This is season 3, episode 14. Cans we all just let's try that again. Cans we all just get along. So the episode starts off with Power really just messed me up. I watched it obviously earlier in the day, but my review's up for that. But let's get to Gizelle and her family. So Gizelle has a nice little outing with her daughters and her mom, and they're at this restaurant. They send the daughters to go wash their hands, and Gizelle talks to her mom for maybe all of 30 seconds of, hey, Sherman and I, we're no longer an item. The girls don't know about it yet, so the girls come back, and that's when the girls find out about it. One daughter looks particularly confused as to, but then we just talked to him like 2 days. Okay, but all right, we digress. They seem to like Sherman, so I guess they'll just have to readjust. Mom's there, grandma's there, so we're just going to have to move forward. Monique has her brother there because he's going to help out. He's going to help out Chris morely with some of the routine stuff that Monique took charge of. And you know, Monique is the essential oils queen right now. She talks about how she's traveled the world with her husband, even her kids as well. But she's never been to Europe. So, France, here she comes. And she's also going to do some business while she's over there. I said, perfect, smart. I have no issues with that. She's showing her product here. I said, good, smart. This is what you do. Gizelle did that as well when she was promoting everyday, every hue. Everyday, I almost said everyday beauty. Every hue. She rubs on the kids. She rubs on herself. She uses it in the humidifier. Great. Perfect. I have no problems with natural remedies doing the alternative as long as they work. If they work, then great. Perfect. Ashley talks to Robin about what happened with her singing to her husband, and Michael said he liked it. The pictures kind of showed maybe he wasn't as appreciative or comfortable with it happening compared to how he was telling his wife he was. And Ashley feels a certain way. Ashley feels like, hey, it's okay if you didn't receive it the way that I wanted you to, but it's something to talk about. Just pretending like you did, that's not going to solve anything. It looks like Ashley and Robin both are a little sick right now. Robin brought up the fact that it was still kind of weird how Monique just kind of sprung all of this on them, even though they're not on good terms. But it's a free trip. And I said, yes, exactly. Thank you, Robin. Lord, one of the few times I actually said that on the show in one of these reviews. But it's a free trip, so we're going to take it. We're going to have ourselves a grand old time. So now everyone's showing up at the airport. It's like half the cast was dressed in all black. The other half was dressed in white. Or in bright lighter colors. Karen and Gizelle still aren't on good terms. So Karen doesn't want to wait out with Gizelle. Everyone else slowly comes. Robin, it almost sounded like she wasn't going to come. But she did. And then because it was 9 hours, so of course during 9 hours, we're going to have content. Now, Gizelle is irked and irritated because there were 3 first-class tickets available up front. Gizelle was offered one of them, but Gizelle said no. Because Gizelle, of course, wanted to be with everyone else. I said, cool, great, no problem. That was your choice. Monique and Charisse took the first class tickets. Again, I'm thinking, what's the problem? First off, why can't Monique have a good time in first class on a 9-hour trip? I understand the concept of this is the trip she invited them to. She's supposed to be breaking bread. But that's bull, because here's how this really works. Two of the people that she basically had to pull their legs in order to come to this trip, or at least they put up a huff in order to get them there. You want me to go and really break bread with them in this environment where we're all probably going to be a little cranky? No. And plus, we know what's going on with her and her relationship, and she just needed a moment. She was talking with Sharice about how the struggles of, not the money factor, but just the relationship factor of being someone who was not only successful, but had a lot of fame and fans, and most importantly, attention and affection from others. And going from that to they're married, so now that's supposed to come from the spouse. And when the spouse has other things going on, it can make things difficult. She actually had an argument with him the night before. That's the real reason why she came late. I like the fact that they had a helicopter ride to go to the hotel versus a car. I think that was smart. The scenic, definitely beautiful. They get to the hotel and bonjour. Something. And Monique's like, yes, bonjour. The man starts talking more in French, and she's just looking like, I'm sorry, I don't know. I said, thank you. And Karen said best, I'm not about to go and act like I know more than I do. That's definitely true. You make above yourself if you act like you know more than you do when it comes to foreign languages. Now we're at the hotel, and there was another suite, or a junior suite, I should say. And Monique thought, let me go and be a real peacemaker, like I said I am, and offer it to Gizelle or Robin. Now, at first, I thought it was going to be an issue because, is Monique trying to start stuff? I thought that was the angle that they were going to play. But they were, I'm sure they were eavesdropping, and they knew for a fact that there was only one other suite. And so she put it upon themselves to decide. So if anyone's upset, they can't logically be upset at her. And I said, smart. Gizelle said, since Robin and yourselves had issues, almost got into a physical altercation, maybe the olive branch should go to her. Robin said, but you and Gizelle, you've had less issues, and at least they were just verbal, so maybe it should go to her. Of course Gizelle took it. Karen said, Robin, honey, you never were going to get that room. At least all the rooms are nice. So we're starting there. All the rooms are nice, so there was no complaining. There was a gift basket. It was a very nice gift basket. There was no complaining. I said, this is how you do a trip. Thank you. Candace calls Chris, and Candace was, a little kerfuckle. I don't like how that word sounds. A little perplexed as to why is it that my room, the view is of not this river, but other hotel rooms. I said, well, because that's the room that you got. That's the room that you got. And so Chris is trying to tell her it's not a big deal. You have a free room. It is nice. Get over it. In a very nice diplomatic way. And, she accepts the fact that, okay, if I want people to stop calling me a spoiled brat, maybe I need to stop acting like one. Because that's sounding very ungrateful. I said, yes, it really is. But a lot of people who have a lot less do the same thing. So it's not just you. It's not just the fortunate who do that. Ashley had a nice little moment talking to her mom. Looks like her and her mother are in a better place, which is great because Ashley needs the support from somewhere. And of course she's getting that from her brother and her friends, but it's still different getting the support from a parent. And Ashley's just happy that her mom didn't just go and ghost her and just kind of ghost the family, because it almost sounded like that's what she wanted to do out of resentment and out of frustration. But her mother did the parental thing and showed up, stayed in contact, and is being supportive. And the hope is that the support continues on, even if the relationship with her and Michael doesn't, or even if it does. Let's see. What else happened? We're 10 minutes in. Everyone's getting ready. Everyone looks great. They go into Monique's penthouse. Oh, it was beautiful. Beautiful. It had full areas. It was large and in charge. Again, that just sounds weird. And most importantly, to everyone's liking, they're having fun. They were posting for the gram. I said, I know how this works. I know how this works. So I'm going to put a couple of you on game. Let's be very clear. I'm sure this was a combination trip of Bravo and Chris paying for it, because if I were Chris, I wouldn't be paying for all those, especially the ones that don't like. No. So what I would do is say, I'll cover this percentage. Bravo, you cover that percentage. Bravo, of course, is going to do a marketing campaign for the hotel. So that's how they're going to cover part of the cost as well, because it's not cheap to do this stuff. It is not cheap to do this stuff. So I am sure that when them taking the pictures and all of that, they're going to hashtag it. They're going to use the social. Come on. This is how this reality show thing works. Tomorrow, they're going to go and do the essential oils trip. And then they're going to go to the perfume area, because I guess it's the perfume capital of the world, or maybe that's where the concept really took off. And, we have some defectors in the group who feel a certain way about, okay, we're here to do what? And I said, Gizelle, you didn't pay for this trip. You didn't pay for this trip. This is her birthday trip. This is what happens when you go on someone else's trip. If you don't want to do it, you don't have to. Now, of course, you'll look like a hater. You'll look like this. You'll look like that. So, of course, you'll do it. And it's not a big deal. So, we'll continue on. Karen's very appreciative that, wow, someone actually thought of me in not my time of need, but just helping me out. And I said, you see how that works when someone just wants to do right by you and doesn't ask for anything in return? You see how that feels like, Karen? Karen. So they're inside, they're having a nice time, everything's cool, the food comes in, and now the conversations begin. We start things off with Gizelle and Karen. Gizelle and Karen, they have issues because I think Gizelle asked Karen, hey, Karen, what's going on with the perfume business, or like what stage is it at, or isn't it great to be here so that you can learn from the originals? Something to the effect. It wasn't even bad. I'll give Gizelle that. Everything always comes with a side eye, but I'll give Gizelle the fact that it wasn't bad. It wasn't. Karen felt a certain way because it came from Gizelle, and she knows that there was going to be some mess to follow. So then Karen replied back essentially with a, hey, because Gizelle was like, well, with every hue, I da. And Karen essentially said, oh yeah, so just worry about all of your business partners. Are you handling all those business partners? The way how she said it, I thought that she was saying it in a sexual way, like calling Gizelle promiscuous or sleeping with whoever she needs to sleep with to get the business up and rolling. But no, apparently it actually meant something else. And we're going to talk about that a little bit later. Because Ashley and Charisse, because they have this love, they have this dislike relationship with Karen, as Ashley would say, and apparently there's a moment where Karen's not living in her home in Greater Falls. She's just rent. So Charisse also backed this up by saying Karen rents the Greater Falls house. She lives in Ray's old bachelor pad. That's where they're actually living. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I do not care. I do not care. Why would I care? Why would I care? Why should any of us care? It's not a big deal. It's not even a big deal. It's not even a deal at all. Who cares? Who cares? That's my motto. Who cares? Because I don't. I don't. I don't. I don't care. 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 But when you have nothing else better to do, this is what happens. Because Ashley is also saying that, I guess his name's Andy, Karen's quote-unquote assistant slash best friend, whatever he is. He was hanging out in some gay club, wherever, and he was drunk, and he was divulging the fact that Karen actually rents that, and she doesn't even live in there. So Karen says, look, there's a townhouse compartment, and her son actually moved back and is living there. And the problem with Karen is that everything that she says, even if it's the truth, doesn't sound like the truth. And it's difficult. It's difficult. My issue is, in all honesty, I love Karen. So I don't care. I don't care. And even if I didn't feel that way about Karen, I still wouldn't care. Why? You know why? Because I have better things to do. You know why? Because it's being petty and vindictive. For what reason? That's a bigger question. For what reason? So now Monique decides that she wants to go and, I guess, kind of defend Karen and just kind of show this group can be very toxic, which is true. It doesn't matter how right you are in this group, people will always find a way or find something to nitpick at, which is, oh, exactly what I said. It is ridiculous and it's sad. And so now Gizelle decides, here's the time for me to go and speak up about why I was irritated. Gizelle's very, see, you know what's interesting? Gizelle's one of those people where perception is everything with her, and so she doesn't ever want it to be perceived as lesser than. What is it? So because of that, for example, she wasn't upset that Monique in particular took the first class ticket. I think she would have felt a way if anyone took the first class ticket, because the whole thing is, we're all in this together, cough, cough. We're all supposed to look like equals, cough, cough. No matter how much better one person is doing, you're not going to go and ish on me or inadvertently ish on me. I think I nailed it. I think so. And the thing is, in general, there's nothing wrong with that. The problem becomes when you start nitpicking. And that's what Gizelle's doing. She's nitpicking at things, and it's not necessary. She'd be so less stressed out in this group if that wasn't the case. But then again, there wouldn't be a show. I'm aware of that too. And so we finally get to the bottom of it, because I think Charisse jumped in and said, look, it's a bigger situation. It's not, come on, let's stop jumping on my girl. And so that's when it finally comes out that she needed the break. Because Candace was on Monique's side saying, it's her birthday. What's wrong with her wanting to take the first class? First of all, there's nothing wrong with taking it. But secondly, she did do it because she needed a break. She didn't want to have to go and deal with the usual possible shenanigans up in the air with the group, especially when she was in the right frame of mind, since her and her husband had a fight right before. Because here's the thing. It's none of your business. It's not. Something like that isn't. Just because you're in a group, just because I'm going through something, doesn't mean that you have to. I hate when people do that. When they're like, well, we're all at this place. We're all doing this. So if you're acting if I get this certain vibe for you, even from a moment, you need to tell me your life story so that I can connect with you, so that I can finally understand. No, don't. No. Now, what I will say is, Monique, in general, probably because she doesn't really trust these women, she doesn't tell them much of anything. And so there are times where I can definitely see how some of them are like, whoa, what's going on here? What's the actual issue here? We're just talking about A, you're on Z. So I do get that, but if we're just talking about, oh, I need to know everything about, I hate that. I hardly need to know anything about you. That's the truth of the matter. Now, we have, so now we have a Kumbaya moment, and Monique, like I said, she expressed the fact that, every time it's her birthday, her and Chris have an argument. And so then we come to the conclusion that yes, because of the lifestyle that he lived, that a lot of people in prominent, especially males in prominent positions, when the roles reversed and their wives are on the up end, yes, they love it, they think it's great, but the dynamics do change. And so you have to decide on what part of your dynamic you're willing to let change and possibly even let go, and what part you're going to hold on to. And we're getting back on the right track until Candace, she wanted to share, she wanted to be more open since she was told that's what we're supposed to do. So I said, cool. Now she was bigging herself up, and I said, Candace, this wasn't necessarily the right time for all that, because everyone's looking at you sideways because they're thinking, why are you talking about, yes, we all know that Chris hasn't had the same success as the other husbands on the show. You need to go and say that. We know that. No one has a problem with him. So they weren't going to go and make a snide remark. Well, I mean, this group, so you never know. But she was talking about how, I was the accomplished one. I was the one that this and that. And Monique starts laughing because it's like, wait a minute. If you just wanted to talk about you, it was okay. You had to go and roll that in with your husband. Like, what? It doesn't make dollars. You can't get sense. Come on. They're just laughing because why? And now she's upset because she feels like, well, everyone's laughing at my expense. And Monique, I was there for you, caping for you a moment ago, but now you're just shishing on me. No, it's because where is this coming? No one asked you. Okay, now I'm concerned. Sound me. So now it's the next day. Everyone's getting ready, and Robin, she needs more time. She needs more time. Fair enough. So Gizelle's trying to stall for her. I said, fine, cool. Karen did look very casual. But again, it's Karen's prerogative. Who cares? Karen was there. She was ready to have a good time. Robin still wasn't there. So at one point, Monique felt a certain way because she's thinking, all right, I get it. Because remember, they told Monique that they would even just go off and do their own thing. So Monique is thinking, all right, if you don't want to go and do my stuff, that's okay. At least just let me know. And Gizelle's like, no, it really isn't that. So I said, okay, fine, whatever. So they go out and leave because it's unnecessary to start a fight. Charisse stays over because Charisse wants to know what's really going on. What's really going on. So then that's when Gizelle, being messy, goes and starts saying how, Karen needs all the help that she can get with that business, essentially. Hold on. I'm trying to figure out why Miss Perfumery don't want to go to perfume. Like, because she doesn't have a perfume? There you go. That's what it was. So Gizelle didn't realize Karen was walking right behind her because Karen left the hotel with the other ladies and said, oh, does Karen not want to go to the perfume place because she doesn't really have a perfume? Charisse has a look of, oh, Gizelle. Oh, ding, 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 let's go. Because Karen's back. And so now Karen's like, all right, really, Giselle, trying to be messy? No, I'm very appreciative of this. She didn't have to do that, and so I'm very glad for it. But And so we finally get to the reason why Karen made the comment about the business partners regarding Gizelle. And apparently there is a woman that's Gizelle's main business partner, and Gizelle's trying to say that Ray really has a crush on her. The woman is married, Ray's married, so it's very messy, and Gizelle's not letting up on it, and Karen's over it, because Karen's like, no, you know what, Gizelle, you're doing this, you're doing that, and they start being petty. They start having this loud, repetitive argument. Gizelle keeps egging it on. Karen just won't let it go. So now the other ladies have to go into the hotel, because this is a nice hotel. This is a fancy hotel. And looking at all the other people, looking at them like, we do not have to deal with this type of mess on a daily basis. And I said, you really went to every single trip. And it's always irks me. I don't care what it says, when the black people act a plumb fool. Because it's not even for the right cause. So that's it. Please like, comment, subscribe. Come back next.